the top stories, police investigate three-vehicle collision on Newtown Bay Road. Brazil's President Lula compares Israel's war on Gaza to the Holocaust. And South Korea trainee doctor stage walkout. Hello and welcome to the ZIZ Midday Newscast. Today is Tuesday, 20th February 2024. I'm Scotticia Hendrickson. Nationally, the police are investigating a three-vehicle collision that occurred on the Newtown Bay Road on Tuesday. ZIZ News cameras caught the aftermath of the accident, which involved a CNC gas delivery truck along with two other vehicles. The collision caused the gas cylinders to fall off the truck. However, another CNC truck came to the site and quickly cleared the road. Up to news time, there were no reports of injuries. We'll have more information as it becomes available. Minister of Social Development, the Honorable Iselin Phillips, says the government of St. Kitts and Nevis will continue to provide cash transfers to the most vulnerable under the Livelihood Improvement for Family Transformation (LIFT) program. During ZIZ's The Edge talk show on Monday, February 19th, Minister Phillips said the LIFT program intends to be an evolution of the Poverty Alleviation Program.
And so the LIFT program is intended to be an evolution of what the Poverty Alleviation Program was intended, I believe, to maybe do. It is a cash transfer assistance program where we will be, providing a social assistance cash benefit to persons who are successful in terms of applying. So that will continue. So social services, since the program was transferred from sustainable development to social development, the nature of the assistance will continue. Persons will still be able to receive some cash transfer assistance, but the parameters around that will just look a little bit different, especially since we are really seeking to actually achieve some level of poverty reduction and empowerment of people through the program, which is something that the PAP actually lacked. It wasn't revolutionary at all in that way.
Minister Phillips used the opportunity to explain why the Ministry of Social Development is restructuring the PAP program.
Initially, the PAP wasn't implemented with any real systematic way. It was a bit unfair in terms of the process. You never really knew who was on it. You didn't really know, there was no clear process or procedure or system to kind of get on. And so what we found was that there were there were people who were really in need of the assistance who weren't getting it, and that there were people who were receiving the assistance who didn't really have a significant vulnerability. So it was really unfair in that way, and there was no transparency around how you got on, why you got on. And so one of the things that we actually found that came out was that across the Federation, we actually have multiple family units living within one household. And so that became a challenge where we would find people would apply, and be eligible because, they're earning less than the original stated amount, which is less than $3,000 per month, but they share a same address or they share the same living quarters with, say, another family unit. So, for example, me and you, we're brother and sister, we're living in our mother's house together. You have your child, I have my child. We don't necessarily share resources budgets, but because it is a $500 per household benefit, it's either you or it's either me that's going to get assistance. Through the PAP experience, it actually wasn't the way that program was implemented and administered. It really wasn't actually helping with lifting people out of poverty. There were no opportunities for empowerment. There was no case management. There was no monitoring and evaluation. There was they were just kind of handouts.
According to Minister Phillips, the Ministry of Social Development intends to target the most vulnerable by lowering the threshold from $3,000 to $2,500 per month.
So it's now, the threshold has now moved to $2,500 per month of gross income. Also, we would have piloted it in the last cycle of the PAP approach last year, where we would have, part of the restructuring, we would have identified priority categories of the most vulnerable. Under the PAP experience, we would have identified 4 groups. For LIFT, we are still going to identify vulnerable groups, but we're changing them a little, but we are targeting those who are unemployed. especially those who have children, in terms of making sure that they have some level of assistance while they are unemployed and seeking employment. We're targeting single-parent households, single-parent families, I should say, single-parent families, persons with disabilities, and that includes, we're making consideration for parents and caretakers with children with disabilities, as well, of course, our seniors. And so we are targeting reducing the threshold, and of course we're targeting, we want the benefit to really reach those who could benefit, and of course we want to make sure that those groups are receiving the assistance.
The St. Christopher and Nevis Social Security Board and UNICEF are partnering with the Ministry of Social Development to assist with the restructuring process.
UNICEF would have been a consultant who we would have flagged originally as part of the restructuring, so they would have been able to help us and to also affirm the trends and trajectories that we would have identified, and then to also help us to come up with some operating procedures for the transition to lift. But we've also sought out and established a stronger cooperative partnerships with the Social Security Board. And this is important for us because since, both PAP and LIFT are based on income, it's based on income thresholds, the Social Security Board has the data in terms of, what people earn, and kind of where their need lies. So Social Security is coming on board. We're creating stronger partnerships with them to see how they can assist us with verification of the information that's submitted by applicants.
Application for the LIFT program is expected to open April 1st, 2024 and will be fully online. The Social Security Board and the Ministry of Social Development will be available to assist with the process of the online application. The Nevis Farmers Cooperative Society and the St. Kitts Farmers Cooperative Society were awarded first and second places respectively at the 52nd Annual Agriculture and Food Fair in St. Croix, U.S. Virgin Islands. The delegation was led by Minister of Agriculture, Honorable Samuel Duggins. The St. Kitts and Nevis team was also successful in negotiations with supermarkets in the United States Virgin Islands to import locally grown products from St. Kitts and Nevis. Minister Duggins said, and I quote, "The success of our agricultural community at the 52nd Annual Agriculture and Food Fair is testament to our commitment to championing food security and supporting our local farmers. By securing export deals with supermarkets in the USVI, we are not only ensuring a stable food supply, but also empowering our local farmers and contributing to the personal wealth and economic development of St. Kitts and Nevis and the Caribbean region." End quote. The 52nd Annual Agriculture and Food Fair was held from February 17th to 19th, 2024, an event at the Rudolph Scuttlebrand Agriculture Complex in St. Croix. It was held under the theme, and I quote, "Agriculture, Our Future, and so much more," and served as a platform to champion food security and celebrate the success of local agricultural initiatives.